Hey guys, we're back and we're going to go through kind of an advanced training tonight. We're going to go through all the steps for setting up ActiveCampaign, which is going to be your email autoresponder. This is actually the build out of the email system, and once we have this complete, you're going to be able to install this on your client's website, and when one of their customers fills out the form, it's automatically going to deposit that person into the email funnel and start sending them the automated emails. So let's take a look at the main components. Really, there are 4 steps. We're going to, 1, set up our list, because you have to have a list for people to subscribe to. Number 2, we're going to set up the form, because you need a way for them to enter their name and their email. That's the form. Number 3 is we're going to connect it with either a lead page or a lead box. A lead box is the pop-up. A lead page is a standalone. And then number 4 is we're just going to set up our automation. What actually happens when somebody enters their name and email. So let's hop over to ActiveCampaign. I've already got my account set up, so you guys, you're going to have to go set up your new account, but once you do, we're going to press Add New. You're either going to put in your website or your client's website, so I'm just going to put in mine. We're setting this up, so it's actually kind of cool. You guys get to see this from the get-go. Okay, I filled it out. Here's the account, here's the website, the name, client email, notification. You can change all this stuff later. What you can't change is this, so if you're filling this out for you or your client, you're going to want to use your domain name. Plan, we're going with the light, $9 a month, 500 contacts. Let's say add and pay now. It's going to take a while to set it up, and then boom, we're ready. It says your CNAME is not properly set up. You don't have to worry about that. Jot down your username and password. I blurred mine out just so you crazies can't get into my account, but anyway, you're going to want to keep that on file. And so now let's go to manage accounts. Once you're back at the home screen, you see the new one that you just set up. Let's just press login. Here is the dashboard. So this is brand new, fresh. We have not done anything. So remember, what are our steps? Number 1, we're going to set up the list. So let's click lists. Let's click add new list. We're going to say, okay, we're just going to fill it out. Either fill out your client's address or your address, and let's go ahead and press create list. So now we've got the list. Whenever somebody subscribes, they're going to be imported into this list. Next, we're going to set up the form. So we're going to go over to forms right here. We're going to create a new form. It's going to be just same thing. So subscribe to list. It's going to be an inline form, sure. Subscribe to list. Subscribe to list. Press create. Now you're going to be able to enter your different fields. So if we want to put a phone number over here, we could do that. But what we want to do just to start, guys, is we just want a name and email. The more fields that you have on your form, it directly correlates to a lower opt-in percentage. And what we're trying to do is we're just trying to get that initial contact information. And so all we want is the first name and the email address. So I'm actually even going to change this from full name to first name. Type your name, type your email address. One thing we are going to do, go over to options and form action. When somebody subscribes to this, they're going to be subscribed to your list. Let's add one action. Let's say email results. I'm going to email the results. So I'm just going to send this notification to my email address. From name doesn't really matter. Subject, execution is everything. Subscription. So I know when I get this email that somebody has subscribed to this list. We're going to press add. So now when somebody fills out this list, 2 things happen. 1, they're added to that list. Number 2, it gives me a notification. So let's go to integrate. Okay, so a couple different ways to integrate your form. Number 1 is just the embed. Simple embed. Let's just copy this. We're going to take it over to WordPress. Let's say form test. Let's copy that code. Let's press publish. And let's go over and take a look. Form test. Subscribe for email updates, name and email address. So that worked. Let's just test it. Jeff, press submit. Thanks for signing up. So we haven't done a custom thank you page yet, but that's just the default. So that's number 1, is just the straight code that you embed on your website. The other option is here's a link, and this will always be live. You'll want to copy this down, but when you go to this link, simply name and email address. This is cool because you can opt in. You don't have to necessarily have a customer opt in. So if you ever wanted to drop somebody into your sequence, you just go to this link, keep this hyperlinked on your desktop or something like that. You get into their first name and email address, that's automatically going to drop them into the sequence. So it's kind of cool. Like I said, just keep this bookmark either hyperlinked on your desktop or something like that so you can just drop someone in at any given time. Another thing that you're going to want to do is when you're on the forms, go over to options, and when somebody subscribes to the list, press this opt-in options button. You're going to want to turn this opt-in confirmation off. If you have it on, then somebody's actually going to have to go to their email and say, yes, I confirm I want to be on this email list before they start getting the automated messages. So you want to, again, turn this opt-in confirmation so it's off. Okay, so now remember, we've got the list, we've got the form. Now, next thing is we're going to want to connect it to Leadpages. So let's go do that. So I'm going to log into Leadpages. For this, we're just going to go do a lead box. So I'm going to go click that, and I'm going to create a new lead box. And this is just, when somebody clicks this link, it's going to pop up this little pop-up, name, email, phone. Obviously, we're going to configure that. This is just default. They've got a status bar, a couple lines here, an image. We're going to start hiding all this. We don't want the status bar. We don't want this up here. We don't want the image. Let's see. I guess we got to keep this. Let's just take that size down to, a 9. To go make it easy, we can always come back and change this. Execution is everything. Sign up. Okay. Integration settings. All right. So here's where we're going to do other. Now we're going to go back to ActiveCampaign. We're going to click on this subscribe to list. We're going to go integrate, and we're going to go take this style right here, the full embed, and we're going to bring it over to Leadpages and paste it. Remember, integrate form with, we're going to do other. We're just going to paste the code right here. Integrate with lead notifications. Yeah, why not? Let's send it over to me. That's just going to tell me someone signed in. Customize this form. Now, you'll notice that because of our settings, it's going to pull over exactly what we had. We had full name. Let's just put name and email address. Done. Thank you page. Let's just use the default for now. We can go change that later. Let's call this execution is everything lead box. Let's go press save. All right, now let's go press publish. So there's a couple different ways. You could do plain text, button, or image. Let's just do button for this example. It's going to look like this. Click here to subscribe. We're just going to take this code right here. We're going to do add new page. This is a button test. We're just going to paste in exactly what we got from this publish. So we took that HTML, copied that, pasted it right here. Let's press publish. Let's go take a look at this page. Button test. When I click that, execution is everything. Sign up, name, email address. Let's test again. And again, the default Leadpages thank you page. We can change that later. Now let's go back over to ActiveCampaign and let's go look at our contacts. Here are the two tests. Remember, one we just did by the integration, and number two we did with the lead box. So now it came through correctly. Both opt-ins are now in the system. So remember, we just connected it with Leadpages. Now number 4 is we have to set it up an automation, because when somebody comes through one of our forms, we don't just want them adding to our contacts. We want stuff to automatically start happening. So let's go over to automations. Let's create a new automation. Let's just start from scratch for this one. Okay, so what happens when a contact enters your automation? Someone subscribes to a form. Now remember, we created the subscribe to list form. It's going to run once. We're not going to worry about this. Let's press add start. Okay, so when somebody subscribes to that list, what's going to happen? Let's send them an email. Create an email. Automation. Now we're going to pick a template. Let's see what they have here. Let's go over here. Let's just use this one. Let's preview this design. I like the way it looks. So let's go select this design. Okay, what is the email subject line? Welcome to Execution is Everything. Now it's going to take us over to the email builder, and we are going to write the email. So I'm going to say, hey, first name, we're going to leave that. These are variables, so if you use the first name as in the opt-in, it's going to actually pull that data. Okay, I'm not going to get too elaborate. Just put in a little text, put in the email signature. I'll have to come change the photo later. Again, for example reasons, we're just doing this. Okay, this is the summary. It's called sign up confirmation. Here's the subject line. You can go ahead and test this. So send an email test to this one. This allows you to just see if it's coming through correctly. Here it is. Hey Jeff, blah, blah, blah. So it's looking good. So let's close that down. Okay, finish. So now when somebody submits to this list, they're going to immediately get this email. Let's add a couple more things. Let's do condition and workflow. Let's say wait. We're going to say wait for 1 day. And now we're going to send them a new email. So send email. Let's do create new email. Second day email. So now we're going to go use the same design we used for the last one, which is the sign up confirmation. Remember, this is what it looks like. Let's just use this email subject. It's going to load up this last email that you did. Let's just edit it. Okay, so here's what I'm typing out. I want to add an image here. So we're just going to say insert image. I forgot that the image is actually going to be separate from the text. You can't just put it in here. So I put the image below. I'm going to take this text. We're going to delete all of this. And then we're going to insert new text block right down here. And we're going to put that there. Guys, you just got to play with this a little bit. The functioning is a little weird, but you can get it. So now, and here's a little trick. When you put an image with a play button, people naturally go to click and press that play button. So what that's going to do, it's going to open up our new video in a new window, not actually in the email. Now we have a two-step sequence. It's pretty easy. When someone submits to the form or we manually enter them, they're going to get the sign-up confirmation, and then the next day they're going to get that second day email. So you can continue to put wait another day, send another email. Wait another day, send another email. This is how you build out your funnel. Now the last thing that we want to do is we just want to press active. Now it is actually active. So when we go over here and look at this when I submit someone's name and email address, now they're going to get immediately the confirmation, and then tomorrow they're going to get that first email. So basically, guys, the only way that you're going to learn this stuff is to get in there, be a practitioner, start to learn it, start to play with it, start to experiment with it. The only way that you're going to get to know this stuff and get it down like it's second nature is to get in there and get your hands dirty. So put any questions underneath this video, but I hope this was a little bit enlightening on showing you guys how to set up ActiveCampaign and the whole email nurture sequence. It's pretty easy. Remember, all you have to do is set up the list first, then you have to set up the form, then you have to connect it with a lead page or lead box, and finally set up the automation. 4 simple steps and you're ready to go.